Max Richtman is the president and CEO of the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare. He's been in our studios tonight. He's joining us live via Skype. Max, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Paul.
So as somebody whose mission in life is to preserve those entitlements for people and the people who've earned them and deserve them, how concerned are you at this distinction between what Paul Ryan says and Donald Trump, who sounds like he wants to protect things?
Well, first of all, we don't refer to them as entitlements. You mentioned earned benefits. We have to be very clear that these are earned benefits. People pay for them while they're working, the payroll tax, the FICA tax, and they expect them to be there when they do retire or become disabled, or they need benefits for their survivors. I watched the Republican primary debates religiously, and I heard then candidate Trump, now President Trump, say repeatedly that he would not cut Social Security or Medicare. We're going to hold him to that promise. We're collecting 1 million petitions that we will deliver to him and tell him that we plan to hold him accountable to the promises, the commitments that he made during the campaign. At the same time, am I worried? You bet. He has populated his cabinet, key positions, Secretary of HHS, the Director of Office Management and Budget, with people who have histories, who have spent their careers in the Congress trying to turn these programs into private programs, cut them, raise the age for eligibility, all of the things that we fight against. So there is a tension here, not only with the president and a current Congress whose leadership has made it very clear that they intend to cut Social Security, privatize it, same with Medicare, but also a tension between the president and key people that he's appointed to the cabinet.
Right. Well, Max, here's the thing. I have never understood, they talk about Social Security, it's going to go bankrupt in X number of years and whatever. I've never understood why Congress can't simply raise that cap. We all pay into Social Security until we hit, I think it's currently $127,000. I just don't get why they don't lift that. And I believe I'm right that national polls show that the public generally, including Republicans, support that idea.
Overwhelming majorities. We just did a poll. We had Lake Research Partners, a very credible polling firm, finished a poll a couple of weeks for us. Overwhelming majorities, over 70%, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, asked the same question you asked. Why don't we make an adjustment to the cap? Paul, there are a lot of people. Well, I've done town hall meetings all over the country for years. A lot of people don't realize there is a cap, because they never have made that much money in wages. Right. But the current cap, $127,200. After that, no more payroll tax. That's not right. There are proposals in the Congress. We have endorsed a couple of them. Senator Sanders has a plan that would leave the payroll tax at its current level, the cap, begin collecting FICA tax again at $250,000 in wages. Congressman John Larson of Connecticut has a proposal that we've also endorsed. Same idea. He would begin it again at $400,000. That's enough money that could be brought into the system, not only to address the issue you raised, making the program solvent even beyond 2034, which is the current date, the actuaries and trustees tell us, right, but also improve benefits, raise the minimum benefit, have a fairer and more accurate cost of living adjustment.
Max, let me ask you, there are some who suggest maybe another fix to this, and I'm not sure you go with this, I'm not liking this one myself. Well, let's raise the level at which you become eligible to take these benefits.
Well, Paul, you may be able to do the job you do for a long time, and hopefully I will. But if you are working in a factory, if you're working as a nurse, if you're standing on your feet all day, it is hard to keep working and working and working. The age for Social Security benefits was raised from 65 to 67 gradually. Now everyone born after 1960, it will be 67 for everybody. But to go beyond that, I think is the wrong way to go. You can't just expect people to continue working and wait much longer to receive benefits. And don't forget, when someone talks about, well, let's just have people work longer, that's a cut in benefits. And if people are going to advocate raising the retirement age, they have to say we're going to cut benefits, because that is exactly what it is.
I know you've got supportive people. Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky from Illinois, she joined you at a press conference that you held. You mentioned Senator Bernie Sanders. My question is, if even when the Democrats controlled Congress, you still couldn't make changes in this. Is this just is it a third rail kind of politics, even on the salvation end of this? Who's the problem?
Well, I think there's building momentum. Ironically, with the election of President Trump and a Congress that's in Republican hands, there seems to be a growing momentum to try to improve the Social Security program. You mentioned Jan Schakowsky, a good friend of seniors for many, many years. Yeah, we have been working with her and others, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan, to expand the Medicare program. You know, it's a great program. No. Everybody who's a beneficiary of Medicare loves the program. It's not perfect. Medicare doesn't cover vision, dental, hearing. These are pretty darn important for seniors, not just for their health, but for their safety. So I think we're getting to the point where we can start talking about improving these programs. They're vital to seniors, not just seniors, but to their families. And let's never forget, Social Security is insurance for families. You know, we all know the term FICA, Federal Insurance Contribution Act. It funds old age survivor and disability programs. Yep. It's there for survivors, for spouses, for children.
Yeah, indeed important.
Keep that in mind.
Indeed important. We're going to have this discussion again and continue it. For now, Max Richtman, President and CEO of the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare. Thanks for your time as always. We'll keep in touch with you, my friend.